Come close. I see good fortune in your future.
liberation from Rome. I will never be a friend of Rome.
I will dispose of our enemies.
경사를 말하기 전에 선업을 쌓아야 한다. 이 몸가짐을 바르게 하는 것이 우선이다. 이랴! 대공 분룡이 날아오르다. 하늘이 내리신 보기로 대공 분룡이 날아오르다. 하늘이 하늘이 내리신 복이로다.
La victoire sera nôtre.
이랴!
Yeah. Messire Dieu, premier servi.
하늘이 내리신 복이로다. 이랴!
Unissons nos forces.
하늘이 내리신 복이로다.
Unissons nos forces. Messire Dieu, premier servi.
하늘이 내리신 복이로다. 하늘이 내리신 복이로다. 하늘이 내리신
Unissons nos forces. For the Empire. Messire Dieu, premier servi.
이랴! 이랴! 하늘이
I remember that I was just a little girl when Father told me that you passed away with a terrible sickness. I never saw you again.
Passed away? Indeed. Perhaps I did pass away from their prying eyes. My entire past and history have been buried in that huge, terrifying palace. But in truth, I was kept in this monastery, sentenced to life imprisonment within its walls. Your cruel and merciless father was the one who ordered it. I lived under his shadows for more than a decade. When he and his empire were buried in the dust, I finally saw the sun again and started my life anew.
But Father, why? Why would he do that?
The will of the Empire needs no justification. Just because I will not accept living like a caged bird. I want to have more, to do more. But that angered the old Mayan. He allows no one to interfere with his rule, even his own wife. Cruelly, he robbed us of our time together. But I still have a chance to make it right. I've longed to see you, to touch you, to tell you of my longing. But I was stopped by those stubborn guards. It was a disaster when the tribe took this prison. Yet, it also tore down the walls that caged me. I know you went to the monastery because of the prophecy. The savages may have taken the stone tablet, but they cannot take my memories.
You mean...
The relic shall return when lightning strikes this stone. The earth white as salt. The moon a round pearl. In the place where stars dwell and mist flows. The relic shall be your guide, chosen one. The sword shall be drawn from the stone. Its wielder shall bear the crown. I will help you, my daughter. I will uncover the secret of Aslar's prophecy and teach you to be a worthy noble, a worthy empress.
Our spies discovered a tribe quartermaster's post with goods and slaves. But Your Highness, do we really want to go through with this?
Are you scared, Deputy?
Never. It's just... the tribe is much stronger than us. So I worry for your safety in a direct conflict.
Caution will get us nowhere, Deputy. The longer we wait, the more dangers there are. I can lead some elite soldiers and disguise as his slavers to launch a surprise attack once we're inside their camp. Then, you will launch a formal assault from outside. Remember, Deputy, we draw our swords together.
I understand, Your Highness. I will rally the troops now and await your order.
Noble blood runs through your veins, daughter. As the future empress of this realm, take care to maintain your sanctity and honor. Distance brings reverence. Intimacy brings only irreverence and scorn. Yet, what did I hear? You not only plan to join the soldiers in battle, but to wear civilian clothes? What about fine wine and mingling with the nobles? Heavens, look at you. You spend your days no differently than those unwashed masses.
Nobility without power is a tree with no roots. It cannot withstand the ravages of the wind. I do not want my land, my realm, to suffer this fate.
You weren't always this way, my daughter.
Mother, there was a time when I did not want to be an emperor. This is a decision that fate has forced me to make.
Your Highness, the camp has been completely destroyed, and the remaining tribe garrison has been eliminated. I had the soldiers leave our mark there, as you commanded.
How are the slaves?
By your mercy, all slaves were released and have regained their freedom as you commanded. Also, we encountered an acquaintance.
Oh, Your Highness! It was such a marvelous play. I must applaud this wonderful performance. Kruvis will be furious.
It's you. What side are the blood whips on?
We are on the side of gold, Your Highness. Although your actions have caused the Blood Whips to lose a big customer, we still believe that you are a partner with great potential.
Even if I forbid the slave trade?
We will follow in your footsteps and abide by your will. From this day forth, the Blood Whips will no longer engage in the slave trade.
You truly are good merchants.
Oh, you're too kind. If this is not enough, I can also tell you the location of the camp ledger. Trust me, its contents will surprise you. As a sign of our sincerity, Blood Whips will grant you access to wares of the highest level. I hear that your Historica can summon powerful heroes. Some items here should be of use to you.
Your Highness, you have done something truly great. I deeply admire your stunning brilliance. I only wish I could have taken part and witnessed your unparalleled grace.
Haven't you been taking part in something?
Ah, you found out.
Why?
Profit follows the gold. Since someone has to run this business, why shouldn't it be under our control?
But you are conspiring with the tribe to slaughter your own people and plunder your own villages!
I'm sorry, Your Highness, but those unruly country hicks who won't pay taxes are not my people. Besides, the tribe is just a useful tool when I need to find some things. It can deal with the unstable elements and is quite profitable. How could I resist, Your Highness?
The people here were right about you. How could you say something so vile? So, Baron Terry didn't commit suicide at all. It was you who killed him, wasn't it?
That was unfortunate, but it was not my choice. That was a joint decision made by many nobles. Your Highness, this business has grown beyond just me. These enormous funds now concern the interests of many noble families. In that case, I hope you understand the price you will pay. You are a monarch with a sharp mind and noble blood. I trust you will make the right decision.
I do not respond to threats, Austin. And it is not for you to lecture me on how to rule.
Your answer does not surprise me, Your Highness. But this is the last time I will address you as such. One small piece of advice. Historica is not everything.
What were you thinking? Count Austin's status is of utmost importance. Do you have any idea how much turmoil splitting with him will cause? Even one as proud as your father wouldn't dare to underestimate the power of a high noble.
Please calm down, Mother. I know what I'm doing. The nobles are a minority in the Empire. I cannot abandon the silent majority of my people for them.
Oh, my daughter. You could have used a gentler approach. Compromise is not a disgrace to an empress, but rather an art and a virtue.
Carl once taught me that a true ruler must be righteous and protect the weak. Nobles can make compromises, but there must be a line that is not crossed. I am only living by this rule, Mother. I want to become the Empress of the Empire, not only of the nobles.
Well, since you have already decided, leave the aftermath to me. I do not expect you to navigate the prescribed formalities of aristocracy, but I can.
Mother, thank you.
I was planning to tell you about the prophecy today. I have some new developments. The time indicated in the prophecy is this year. As for earth white as salt, the ancient poets often used spreading salt as a metaphor for snow, and taken with the next verse of a moon round as a pearl. The precise time should be a snowy, full moon night. As for the place where the stars dwell,
The name of the monastery, Metatron, means that which fell from the sky in the ancient tongue.
that's right. A shooting star fell that year, and Aslar took it as a sign from the gods. He built the first monastery in the Empire at the site where the star fell, and named it Metatron.
So you think the monastery is the location in the prophecy?
To be more precise, it is the meteorite that fell from the sky. It is still at the top of the mountain behind the monastery.
The split with Austin plunged the Alliance into uncertainty. Although nominally members of the same action, many nobles followed Austin in breaking ranks with us. Externally, Kruvis's tribal forces still stand poised to attack. What should I do now? Have I made the wrong decision?
Your Highness, it is just as we thought. Kruvis has been wildly attacking us ever since the tribe's camp was destroyed. In addition, Count Austin and many of the nobles are not lending aid. We don't have enough soldiers to last much longer.
Deputy, do you think I was wrong?
That is not for me to say, Your Highness. Whatever decision you make, I know that it will be based on wise consideration. And I pledge my life to faithfully defend your will.
Lord Knight, my lady, is this the Crown Princess's land?
Halt! Who are you?
My lord, we're villagers of Derville.
Derville? The ones who gave the officers a hard time during the last recruitment?
Mercy, my lord. We mistook Her Majesty for those other lords. They cared nothing of us. But recently, we heard Her Majesty has broken ties with those wretched nobles for us. We were wrong about Her Majesty before, and we want to join her army to help.
Enlisting? Your Highness, our troubles are solved.
I always felt this way, but now I am more certain. Deputy, I was right. I am Josephine, Thank you for all you have done. You are always welcome to join the Imperial forces. The Empire will forever remember your sacrifice.
Your Highness, some marginal nobles have been joining up with Kruvis ever since he got the Tablet of Prophecy. One is a noble named Nino, who has already made some progress searching for relics based on the prophecy.
A barbarian dressed in beast hides and some puny noble. How dare they set their sights on the 4 relics of the Empire?
Mother, when you told me the prophecy, I wanted to ask, why are there 4 relics? Isn't Historica the only one?
I thought the same thing many years ago, my child. Later, I happened upon a book in the Imperial Library called The Manuscript of Aslar.
I know it. I once tried to read it, but the ancient text was too obscure for me to make any sense of.
The text mentions that Aslar presented the ancient King Andre with 4 relics, not 1. Historica, the supreme sword representing history. Civictus, the supreme spear representing civilization. Avumglor, the eternal bow representing glory. And Bellapotent, the war reins representing authority. The Empire was established with the help of these 4 relics. But as time passed, the Supreme Sword was passed down in the royal family, while all other relics were lost. Legend says that the Commander of Relics will be recognized by fate and become the true Emperor of this land. If the tribe gets the relics, they will use them to gain a great magnitude of fame and legitimately seize control of the Empire.
The Sovereign is chosen by fate. I also used to think so. But I've recently pondered over past history, and a question has given rise in my heart. Will the one who wields Historica become the Emperor? Or will the Emperor that saves the world come to wield Historica?
云常在此，来者报上名来。刀下不沾无名之辈。忠义是。이 화령의 용이 조선의 기태를 세우겠다. 이 화령의 용이 조선의 기태를 세우겠다.
The war is my everything. Should I stand, the Empire stands.
I am Hammurabi, King of the Amorites, King of Justice!
Ma mission est des plus essentielles, et je l'accomplirai au nom du Très-Haut.
Υποταχτείτε στη βασίλισσα.
가벼이 움직이지 말라. 침착하게, 태산같이 무거이 행동하라.
猿日吉丸藤吉郎秀吉太閤これもまた皆が言え
Vi kämpar icke för storhet, men för
猿日吉丸藤吉郎秀吉太閤これもまた皆が
Osmanlı'yı cihan imparatorluğu yapan da ben, dünyayı titret. 忠义是为将之本。
「
화령의 용이 조선의 기틀을 세우겠다.
The war is my everything. Should I stand, the Empire stands.
Knights, the gift of freedom is yours by right, but the home we seek resides not in some distant land. It's in...
Yeah.
이랴! 하! 이랴!
A crown without swords is a mere ornament. For the Empire! Unisono!
대군 승용이 날아오라.
Swords is a
하늘이
mere
내리신
ornament.
보기로. 대군 승용이 날아오라. 하늘이 내리신 보기로. 대군 능룡이 날아오라.
Sex. Leaving. Virax. Sex.
Thank you.